Welcome everyone to our slow flow class. Today we're going to tap into our inner power. So taking a moment with your spine nice and long, closing your eyes so you can go inside, doing a scan maybe from the bottoms of your feet all the way up to the top of your head. Noticing any areas that might be a little tender today. And as always, being gentle with those parts of us. So power is not about pushing through. It's about knowing when to pull back and when to move forward. And then while you're here, connecting with that beautiful breath, maybe taking a breath in through your nose and then letting out a sigh. Notice as you do that how your shoulders might relax a little bit more. And then continue breathing in and out through your nose. Noticing where your breath is flowing. Is it in your chest? Is it in your rib cage? Is it all the way down into your belly? And then we'll take our hands to that lower abdomen, just over your belly button. So just resting your hands there. We're going to do our breath of fire or our Kalabati breath. And this breath is a great way to tap into your inner power. And with this breath, we're going to be bringing our hands in. So as you inhale, feeling your belly expanding, and then as you exhale, you're pulling your belly in towards your spine as you breathe in. So inhale and exhale, pulling that belly in. Inhale and pulling the belly in as you exhale. So this is the action that we want to achieve to come into our breath of fire or our Kalabati breath. So it's a forceful exhale through your nose and a short inhale, and you're going to be pulling your belly button in as you do it. So you may begin with a nice slow flow here. Feeling that belly coming in as you exhale. And then bringing your breath back to its natural rhythm. And we'll do one more round. So when you're ready, pulling that belly in. Forceful exhale out through your nose. And then bringing your breath back to its natural rhythm. And just feeling that flood of energy from within flowing all through you, maybe feeling a little warm in your belly. And we'll take the hands and then reach them all the way up towards the ceiling. Nice big arms. Bringing your palms together and letting them settle down at your heart center. Closing your eyes here, letting your shoulders relax, setting an intention for our practice today. Beautiful. And then reaching the fingers back up. We'll let the fingers float back down towards the floor. Feeling your fingertips on the floor. Let's reach the left arm up and bringing it over to the right. Breathing into that space. And then coming back to center, let's reach the right arm up. And exhale, coming over to the left. And then coming all the way back up. And we'll do a little twist here, left hand to right knee, right hand behind, looking over your shoulder. And then coming back to center, let's go over to the other side, right hand to left knee, left hand behind. Taking a few moments here. And then coming back to center, placing both hands onto your knees. We're going to do a nice big circle. So taking it nice and big as you come forward, you're inhaling, and as you go back, you're exhaling. Nice and slow, like you're churning a pot here. Getting a connection with your core. And then we'll go in the other direction. Beautiful. And then coming back to center, we'll come onto our hands and knees. Coming into our table position, getting your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Fingers are nice and wide, and we'll start with some cat-cow. So as you exhale, rounding your back. As you inhale, belly sinks down, head and tailbone come up. And moving back and forth with your breath. Beautiful. And then coming back to a neutral spine, let's stretch the right toes out onto the floor. And we'll just pump the heel here. So just pumping that heel, keeping your toes on the mat, feeling that stretch in the calves. And then we'll lift that leg up so it's parallel to the floor. Let's engage the core. We'll take the opposite arm out for a little balance here. Breathing, listening to your body, making sure that it feels right for you. And then we'll bring the left hand and the right knee back down. Let's take a rest in child's pose, bringing your hips down to your heels, resting your head down onto the mat. If it doesn't quite get there, you can always stack your fifth. Taking this opportunity to scan your body again, see how it's feeling. And then we'll come back up into our table position. Let's stretch the left foot out, pumping our heel here. Stretching out the calves. And then we'll lift that left leg up, pushing your heel out. Toes are pointing down, keeping your hips parallel to the floor. And then if you're feeling up for it, stretching that right arm out, creating a nice long line from the fingertips to the heel, belly button pulling in. And then we'll bring the hand and the knee back down, taking your hands a little bit further away from your body, maybe an inch or two from where they were before. We're going to come into a circle, so bringing your hips down and then sending them over to the right and then to the back, over to the left and back down. Nice big circle. Noticing how that feels for you. And then we'll take it in the other direction. Hips to the left, then behind, over to the right, and back down. And we'll come back into child's pose, letting your hips settle down, resting your head. And then on your next exhale, let's come back into that black cat, getting your upper back up towards the ceiling. And then as you inhale, coming back into a neutral spine. Let's curl the back toes and we'll lift the hips, coming into our downward facing dog. So bending one knee at a time, taking your time, really stretching out the back body. Letting your head rest in between your arms. And then maybe letting your heels settle down towards the floor, hips rising up towards the ceiling. Taking a nice full breath here. And then we'll walk those feet up towards the hands, coming into our forward fold. Maybe bend the knees a little bit, letting your head relax. Maybe even grabbing hold of your elbows and swaying from side to side. And then coming back to center, back to stillness. Let's uncross the arms, bend the knees, and rolling yourself up nice and slow. And when you get up there, letting your shoulders roll down your back, stacking yourself up nice and tall into your mountain pose. Knees above ankles, hips above knees, shoulders and ears above hips. Coming back to your power center, let's bring our hands over the belly button. Breathing into your hands. Standing strong, standing tall, standing in your dominion, in your power. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling, bringing the palms together, and let's slowly exhale, folding down over the hips. Coming back into our forward fold, hips rising up a little bit more, arms sinking down towards the ground. From here, let's take the right leg and send it back. We'll bring that right knee down to the mat, sinking into a low lunge here, making sure that that left ankle is underneath your knee. Maybe the left knee is in your armpit, and sinking in a little bit deeper into the hips. Maybe lifting your nose. Beautiful. Let's bring both hands onto the left knee, sinking in a little bit deeper. And if you would like, you can reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling, looking up, connecting with that sun energy. It's up there somewhere. And then letting the hands float back down to the mat. Let's curl the back toe, lift that right knee, and then we'll take the left foot back to meet the right. So we're going to come into a plank pose. If it's too intense for you, you can always bring your knees down to the mat. But see if you can pull the belly button towards the spine. So feeling nice and strong here. Connecting again to your power center. And then if your knees are up, you can drop them down. We'll bend the elbows, keeping them close to our body as we lower all the way to the mat. Flatten out your feet and then lifting your head up. Coming into a little cobra pose here. And then slowly coming back down. Pushing into your hands, onto your knees. Curl your toes. And then lift your hips back up to the ceiling. Coming back into our downward facing dog. From here, let's take the right leg up to the ceiling, three-legged dog here. And then we'll send that right leg in between your arms, sending that right foot in between your hands, maybe inching it up, and then letting your left knee sink down. So coming into our low lunge on this side. Getting that right knee in your armpit, sinking in. Bringing your nose up. And then maybe bringing both hands onto the right knee, sinking in a little bit deeper. Maybe even reaching the arms up to the ceiling, looking up. Connecting with that energy. And then we'll bring the hands back down to the mat. Let's curl the back toe. We'll lift that knee up and then rock that foot forward. So coming back into our forward fold, maybe noticing if you're a little bit deeper this time. And then squeezing your thighs together to protect your lower back. Let's reach the arms nice and big and wide. All the way back up to the ceiling and bringing them back down to our heart. Connecting again with that beautiful mountain pose. Let's bring our hands to our abdomen, to that belly button area. Connecting with your power. And we'll do the other side. So inhale, reaching up. Exhale, palms together and folding back down over your hips. This time as you inhale, let's come halfway up and exhale, fold. We're going to take the left foot back, bringing the knee down to the mat, sinking down into your low lunge, and then squeezing the thighs. Let's reach the arms up, looking up, and bringing your hands back down to the floor. Let's curl the back toe, lift the knee. We'll come into our plank pose, getting the right foot back, setting the wrists up over or underneath the shoulders. If it's too intense, you can always bring your knees down to the floor. And let's see if we can come into a cobra from here. So maybe tipping forward a little bit, bending your elbows, hugging them in towards your body and lowering back down, flattening your feet and then coming up. Beautiful cobra. And then curl your toes. We'll come back into our downward facing dog. Heels towards the floor, hips towards the ceiling. Let's take the left foot up to the sky, coming into our three-legged dog. And then we'll bring that left knee forward and foot in between the hands, maybe wiggling it up, helping it up. And then letting your right knee come down, squeezing those thighs. Let's reach the arms up, looking up. Beautiful. Bringing your hands back down, curling your back toe, lift your knee, and then rocking that right foot forward, folding back over your hips, squeezing those thighs. Let's reach the arms nice and big, all the way up and back down to the heart. Feeling your heart beating, feeling alive here. And from here, we're going to come into a chair pose. So let's just imagine that we're sitting down in a nice comfy chair, keeping your hands at your heart, feeling those thighs getting nice and warm. And then inhale, reach the arms up, stretching the legs. And exhale, hands back to your heart. Let's do that again. We'll sink back down into that chair, connecting with your center, with your core. Breathing. And then inhale, sweeping the arms up, straightening the legs, hands coming back down to the heart. Breathing here. We're going to take our right leg and send it back behind us, keeping your heel off the floor, bending into the front knee, coming into a little bit of a high lunge here. From here, let's stretch the arms out. So right arm comes forward, left arm goes back, little twist, looking over the right fingers. And then we'll send that right hand down to the mat, left hand up to the ceiling. Taking a moment, breathing here. And then bring your right hand back down. Let's rotate that back foot and swinging the right arm up and over. Left arm forward, coming into warrior two. Shoulders relaxing and breathing here. And then bring your right hand to your thigh. Let's reach the left arm up and over. Taking a breath. And then folding forward. Let's reach the right arm all the way to the top of the mat. Nice big stretch. Letting your right hand come down to the floor. We'll rotate our feet so they're parallel to each other, coming into our forward fold, letting your head relax down. Taking a few breaths here. And then we'll walk our hands over to the right side. Let's take that right foot and face it towards the back of the mat. We're going to reach the left arm up and over, coming into our warrior two on this side. Shoulders relaxed. Beautiful. Let's reverse this. Left hand to the left thigh, right arm up and over. And then folding forward, stretching that left arm to the back of your mat. Nice big stretch. And then sending that left hand down to the mat. We'll rotate the left foot, bringing the heel off the floor. Coming into a little twist here, right arm sending it up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Let's push into our feet. This is taking some balance, coming into our twist here. Left arm reaching up. Arms stretching out. And then we'll bring our hands back to our heart and bringing that left foot forward, coming back into our mountain pose at the back of your mat. Feeling that heart beating. Let's bring our hands down to our abdomen. Feeling that power center. Beautiful. Let's make our way all the way down onto the floor. Sending your legs out in front. Letting those shoulders relax down your back. Coming into staff pose. Taking a moment, closing your eyes. Breathing down into your belly. And then we'll take the right leg and bring it up. Let's cross it over. We're going to take the left arm up to the ceiling today and see if you can let that arm rest on the outside of that right knee. And then taking your left arm behind, so twisting it out, making sure it feels okay for you. Hips are staying forward. It's a twist from the upper body here, shoulders, head, neck. Breathing down into your power center. And then slowly unwind. Let's stretch that right leg out. We'll bring the left leg in, crossing it over. Right arm goes up to the ceiling and setting your elbow on the outside of that right leg. Left arm can come around, keeping your sits bones forward, twisting with your shoulders, neck, head. Nice long spine. And breathing down into your power center. And then we'll slowly come back around, stretching that leg back out and flexing and pointing your toes. Maybe making some circles with your ankles. And then the other direction. And from here, we're going to come down onto the mat. So bend your knees and imagine you're holding on to a rope. And we're going to ease our way down. So really using that core, pulling your navel towards your spine, getting nice and strong. And when you already get all the way down, you can stretch your legs out, arms up and overhead. Taking a nice full breath into your belly, letting out a sigh. Beautiful. Let's bend the knees and bring your arms back down by your sides. Maybe lift your hips a little bit, and then we'll set them back down, making sure that your spine is nice and long. We're going to take our hands and bring them behind our head. Maybe taking a moment to massage your neck, maybe bringing your head to the right as you massage the left side with your thumb. Coming back to center and then over to the left. And back to center. And let's lift the head, the shoulders, the arms up off the floor, keeping your nose pointing up towards your ceiling. So really engaging your core here, pulling that navel down towards the mat. We're going to do little pumps here. So bringing yourself up and lowering just a few inches up and down. So little pumps, keeping your breath going, keeping your nose pointing up towards the ceiling. Working that power center, waking it up. Beautiful. And then lowering your head and your neck and your arms back down. Taking a breath. Let's lift the feet off the mat so your shins are parallel to the floor. We're going to bring our head, neck, and shoulders back up. Taking a moment here. And instead of pumping this time, we're going to send the feet out. And then bring the feet back in. So again, keeping your core engaged, pulling your belly button towards the mat, keeping your breath flowing. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more. And last one, sending your legs out and back in, resting your head back down. Let's keep the knees bent. We'll wrap the arms around your knees. Maybe rocking from side to side. Beautiful. And then let's take our hands behind our head again. We're going to send the left leg out. We'll bring the head, neck, and shoulders and that left elbow over to the right knee. And then bringing the left knee in, sending the right leg out, switching sides. Moving with your breath. Nice and steady. Engaging your core. Beautiful. Let's do 3 more. And 2. And last one. Beautiful. Resting your head down, bringing your knees back in. Maybe setting your feet down onto the mat and letting your knees open up, coming into a little butterfly pose. Giving your belly a little rub. Beautiful. Let's bring the knees back together. Sending your arms back out into a T shape. And we'll let the knees float down to the right. Sending your head over to the left. Breathing down into your power center. Allowing your back to relax. Then we'll bring the knees and the head back to center and letting the knees float down to the left, head to the right. Taking a few moments, breathing here and letting go. And then we'll bring the knees and the head back to center. Let's bring a hand on each knee, bringing them in and taking them into a circle. And then going in the other direction. Maybe taking each knee in different directions. See how that feels. And then the other way. Bringing your feet back down to the mat. Let's stretch the legs out nice and long and wide. Letting your arms rest by your side, palms facing up. Closing your eyes. Giving yourself permission to rest and digest all of those poses. Feeling the cool air flowing in and the warm air flowing back out. Feeling a wash of relaxation from the top of your head, down your crown, softening your face, softening your shoulders and your arms, down your chest to your abdomen, softening all those muscles, to your hips and all the way down your legs, to the tips of your toes. Feeling the beautiful support of the floor. And today's meditative poem is called Center of the Stream. Soften, soften, sink into the still center and receive the body's wisdom. Drink it in, feel everything. Breathe until sensation rise in a wave. The feelings I've always pushed away now take center stage. Relax. A deep connected breath sends the message, all is well, even as sensations swell. A parade of stories, needs, and dreams move past. This moment is unfolding, whole, unique, felt, and seen. Dare I allow myself to be carried to the center of the stream where the water is too deep to stand and there are no handholds. And just bringing yourself back into your room, beginning to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Coming back up to a seated position. And let's bring our left hand on our heart, right hand on our navel. Taking a collective breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in and out. Beautiful. Bringing your hands together at your heart center and always remembering that you have the power within. Namaste.